So, I saw a headline on Monday from Media Matters. Quote, BlazeTV's Glenn Beck defends a white nationalist Charlottesville demonstrator. And it was picked up everywhere. I didn't mention it to you at the time because I don't really care what people say about me. I already made my bed. I get it. If you were with me last Thursday, you remember that I brought up the story about a Vermont resident named Ryan Roy who marched in Charlottesville, Virginia, way back in 2017. He has now been indicted in 2023. What was he charged with? He's charged with a Class 5 felony. Can you look that up? How many classes are there? I think that's the lowest, is it not? A Class 5 felony for burning an object with the intent to intimidate. Now, in Virginia, you can understand because this is the Klan, this is the South. They have all of that history. This law was written against the Klan, so people would, if they were burning a cross, you could get them on a felony. Okay. Now, in 2017, the county prosecutor didn't seem to think that it was a big deal, declined to press charges against the Charlottesville protesters. But then George Soros dropped nearly $2.5 million backing the far-left prosecutors in Virginia in 2019, 5,000 of which went to the new county prosecutor who vowed, as a campaign promise, to bring charges against Charlottesville protesters if elected. He said, and I quote, "There's a law, a burning objects law, that say they can be prosecuted, but our prosecutor's not doing that." Now, this is the same law that refuses, or the same group of people in the same state that refused to prosecute Hunter Biden for known, provable, on videotape drug crimes. There's a law about burning objects, and that law say it can be prosecuted, but our prosecutor's not doing that. Now, as I outlined in last week's Blaze TV special, in the reckoning of the Biden crime family, apparently, if you're a Biden, you can smoke crack while filming yourself driving down a street in Virginia. Nobody seems to care. So why is this Charlottesville protester being charged nearly 6 years after the fact? In Virginia, there's no statute of limitation on felonies. So that got me wondering, any felony? Any felony? What about smoking crack in a car? So I asked you, and I showed you the video of Hunter being very proud to be driving his brand new Ford Raptor along Old Dominion Drive in Arlington, Virginia, while smoking crack. Third-party sources have confirmed it's on videotape. Third-party sources have confirmed the law. It is a felony. Now, during last week's Reckoning special, I read you an email we received from the Virginia Attorney General. He's a Republican. We asked him, will you look into this crime? He said, thank you for reaching out. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for the Attorney General's schedule, so we'll have to decline. Oh, really? Did Siri write that one? Because it sounds like a bad AI response. Now, I'm not satisfied with that answer. I bet you're not either, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because maybe it's outside of his legal purview of jurisdiction. I will not give the benefit of the doubt to the Arlington County prosecutor, another George Soros official. This is the county where Hunter's alleged crack crime took place. Okay, George Soros gave her campaign nearly $1 million. So we reached out to Governor Glenn Youngkin about it and said this. This is what he said. Because the local prosecutor in Arlington is a Democrat, we are aware there will be no political will to try and take on the president's son. However, Americans are fed up with two-tier justice system. Actually, this is what we wrote. Two-tier justice system, one for the elites, one for regular Americans. No other citizen would get away with committing these alleged crimes in Virginia. Why would Hunter's crimes go ignored while Vermont resident is charged in a 2017 Class 5 felony? Quick response from the governor's office. His spokesperson said, it's another example of George Soros-influenced prosecutors not doing their job. Well, we know that. But will the governor provide any additional heat? I do not want the governor to violate the law. I don't want him involved in things he should not be. But the governor has the bully pulpit. Now, it is hard to fight the millions of dollars that George Soros uses to buy these prosecutors. But I am tired of feeling alone. I am tired of feeling like the only one. Now, I get home, I talk to my friends, and they all say the same thing. They're like, this is insane. And then they throw up their arms and go, well, what am I going to do about it? I don't pay attention anymore because it's all garbage. You're going to be in the trash compactor with the Wookiee, and you're going to be smooshed this time. You have to get involved. Now, I want everyone, all the listeners, all the viewers in the great Commonwealth of Virginia, and everyone in my audience, if you haven't gone to thereckoningguide.com, get a free copy of the dossier. If you're in Virginia, you will find the contact information for the Arlington DA. You need to flood her office lines, flood the social media. Do not make threats. This is a constitutional battle, and we must take it to the court system. You have no idea. You can win on these things if we have our wits about us and go through the court system. Politely tell her you don't care who fills her purse strings. She is accountable to the people of Virginia and the laws of the state, just as you must obey the law, so must she. Justice is blind. Justice holds no man over another. Justice doesn't care if you're poor or George Soros. It doesn't matter if you voted for Trump or Biden. Justice is blind. What's amazing to me, for people who have sold and peddled this lie, this claim they're fighting for justice, it is amazing to me how clear it is they do not want justice. They're looking for something else. Revenge. Possibly. So where does that leave us? Well, we can be mad. We could be mad. Or we can be determined. When we did the reckoning, we showed you this is the legal path. Now, the left, how are they fighting? They are fighting in the legal court system. They just pull all the purse strings. But that is in Virginia, in Arlington. That's not everywhere. There are crimes all over this country, including in red states. Why is no one picking up this mantle and saying, I will do it? We must exhaust every legal avenue. And by the way, I've always thought attorneys sucked, but you suck more than I even thought. Are all of our attorneys just caring about their good status or their big firm Where are the attorneys in this country that are willing to sacrifice their jobs or their status for the ideals and ideas that America has always strived for? Where are you? In a state such as Virginia that allowed bigotry and double standards and legal persecution of one entire group of people for so long, and then you fought so hard to remove the double standards, to remove the legal persecution, you're now going to return and build the same kind of structure or allow it to be built in your name, in your state, the structure of discrimination and hatred again? If you throw away everything that you in Virginia have worked so hard to achieve, then you, in your silence, will again choose the path of Jamestown, and all the evils of the past return. And just like before, the deceivers are wrapping the lies and poison in moral terms. We're looking for justice. Justice is blind on earth. The only one that can actually mete out real justice, perfect justice, is God himself. And your God on the left is not the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that is who I serve. My first principle is, and loyalty is to him. My first passport is to the kingdom of God. My second is to the United States of America. So I will do nothing to violate my first passport. I will not lose my first citizenship in defense of my second citizenship. But I know the Declaration of Independence. I know the Bill of Rights. I know the Constitution was written by men with the help of the finger of God. If you can find a better mission statement, then we hold these things to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and governments are instituted among men to protect those rights. If you can find a bigger and better mission statement than that, show it to me. I will follow and gladly abandon this system, which is now so corrupt. But I don't see anything grander than that. I don't see anything harder than that. I don't see anything more glorious and God-given than that. Damn us all, and we will be, if you don't stand up in your pulpit, if you don't stand up as an attorney, and if we all don't stand up as citizens in peace with the full armor of God, the most important thing, our feet are shod in the sandals of peace and the gospel. You don't do it, you will lose your country. All hands on deck.